So I picked up a very cool cordless tire inflator on Amazon of all places. Surprise, surprise. And I got this one for under $60 and it's got some very impressive specs. Unsponsored video, paid for this product myself, but I wanted to see, is this going to live up to the hype? It can go up to 100 PSI. I've got some 80 PSI tires on my travel trailer or RV. My truck tires are at 40 PSI, and is this going to be a good tool to add for everyday driving? Something you can keep in the vehicle to make sure that your tire pressure stays at a safe range. Let's get it unboxed and put it to the test. Definitely like the carrying case and very nice build quality here with this unit. Love the dual power. You have your 12-volt power supply with a 9-foot cable, and that slides in and out with your interchangeable 20-volt lithium-ion battery, which is in one of these boxes. We'll get that opened up. But definitely a great first impression here. Love the, looks like a nice flexible reinforced hose. And it looks like a 20-inch hose, so plenty of reach there. Like the fact that you get an integrated LED light built into the system. So far, so good. Let's see if we've got our battery and our charger. This looks like the charging element here, where we can charge up our lithium ion. And there it is, our 20-volt max lithium ion. Does have a fuel gauge, which is very cool. And it looks like it's semi-charged up from the factory, but we'll definitely get this plugged in and top it off before we put this system to the test. We'll make sure we have a full charge and see how good the lithium ion is going to work for us. We do have a packet with some extra accessories for connectivity to other inflatables, so very nice that they give us that. We have a thank you card, and it looks like we have 2 packs of connectors for different accessories that we can inflate with our cordless compressor. So far so good. We're going to get this thing charged up and then we will put it to the test in just a few. Stay tuned. Right, so fun fact with our tire reminder system, there is a locking nut on the back of the stem to lock in the sensor, and there's a proprietary key that comes with that you need to unlock the nut to get the actual sensor off so you can check the tire pressure and or fill it up with air. Another downside or inconvenience is you do need to remove the lock nut completely off to check the tire pressure and or fill it up as well. So both the sensor and the locking nut need to be removed. So do keep that in mind if you're using the tire reminder system. It's a good idea to have that proprietary wrench or key nearby when performing routine maintenance. All right, so we're connected to the tire here and we are getting a tire pressure of, looks like 73.5. I have checked that with the tire pressure gauge and we are running basically plus 2 PSI, so I'm going to program this to 78, which is probably a lot more than you'd want to use a cordless fill station for. You'd probably want to use our Viair 400P to get this tire back into range, but for the purpose of this test, let's see how long it takes our cordless Avid power to achieve proper tire inflation. We'll be adding 4.5 PSI. We're going to speed this up and see how long this actually took, and through the magic of YouTube, that took us just over 2 minutes to get it to a range of 80 PSI, which is what we wanted. Definitely a good test. The hose is a little warm, but the unit seemed to perform nicely and brought us up to a tolerable range, and we'll double check that with our digital reader here. This one is a very cool one from Edenwolf, very accurate to 1/10 of a PSI, and we are properly inflated to a range that is well within the margin of error. So overall, very pleased with the system. The Avid power has impressed me so far and has literally exceeded my expectations, because what I was going to use this for was just to top off tires, not to really bring way out of whack tires back into range. And this inflator handled the job very nicely, and on a single charge, I was able to air up the tires on the trailer as well as the tow vehicle without having to change or charge the battery, which was nice. And I didn't have to take out my Viair 400P, which don't mind doing, but definitely a little bit more work there. So what about on other jobs? How about a 10-foot stand-up paddleboard? I do have a quick connect adapter that is very cool that I picked up on Amazon that I can quick connect into our stand-up paddleboard's fill valve. And we're going to put this through a good old-fashioned test here of inflating a large 10-foot stand-up paddleboard and see how long it takes us to get this thing fully inflatable so we can take it on the waterway. And we will speed this up, but let's see if we can do this on a single charge. Easier said than done on a 20-volt cordless system, but let's give it a try. Alright, we're going to skip through some of this to spare you some of the boredom, but we are filling up our stand-up paddleboard to pressure, and the range is about 10 to 15 psi to get it where we want to be able to float on it and use it on the waterway. And this did the job. Elapsed time 11.5 minutes. We are at pressure and definitely have a filled up stand-up paddleboard, and we're ready to take this on the water after we remove our quick connect and put our cap back on. And this 20-volt Avid power compressor did the job, and we do have some battery to spare. Based on the fuel gauge, we still have some charge left, so that's cool. And this portable system fully inflated our portable stand-up paddleboard, and now we're ready to get out there and enjoy the lake. So just a very unscientific real-world test on some applications here for this very cool, very handy tool that I am definitely going to be keeping. One thing to keep in mind, though, is to make sure the battery is maintained. If you're going to be storing it in a vehicle, make sure you are charging it every couple months or so to keep a topped-up battery. But I do love the fact that you do have a 12-volt adapter. The only other downside would be the volume. This is not a quiet unit, and it's going to make a little bit of noise, especially if you're going to be using it for prolonged periods of time, like pumping up a stand-up paddleboard for 10 minutes. You might want to factor that in. Those points aside, this is a very well-built unit, and I am very impressed with this very cool tool, and plan on getting more of these for all of our vehicles, and have no reservations about recommending this unit. The only factor, again, would be get a good tire pressure gauge, which you should always have anyway, to maintain exact tire pressure. The Ed & Wolf that I featured in this video at the time of recording this is now on sale for Black Friday at a steal. I'll put a link to that one. But that said, this unit is cordless, lightweight. You get a lot for the money here, and I even love the carrying case. So keep one in the vehicle, especially at this price. There's really just no excuse not to have one of these for peace of mind and safety. That's what I got for this one, folks. Hopefully it was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.